What's up, guys? My name is Moda and welcome back to the Mining Stacker YouTube channel. So hopefully you like that little highlight reel from WDMS Vegas 2024, which was a pretty crazy event, right? So in this video, we're just going to kind of talk about the highlights of the event, right? We're going to talk about what we liked and what we saw and any alpha we got, right? So if this sounds good, guys, stay tuned. Let's get to this thing. So before we fully get started, did want to give just a huge thank you to Bitmain for sponsoring us and having us at this event, right? We were able to cover it. We were there for both days. Awesome event, guys. Again, highly recommended. If you ever have the chance to attend one of these things, if it's somewhere in your vicinity, go check it out. It's freaking ridiculous, right? So, talk about some of the key highlights and my favorite things about this event. Number one, meeting people, right? It was extremely awesome to finally meet, number one, a lot of the YouTubers I've been talking to for so long. Shout out to like Greater Good Mining, Action CEO, Ohio Sandy, Tech Hustler, Next in Mining, Charlie Lynn, as well as a lot of you guys. That was, I think, super awesome to actually meet a lot of you guys in person and just talk it up, right? Just talk around BS, walk around with you guys. Awesome freaking event, right? I think that was definitely one of my favorite things. The other big thing for me, at least, were a lot of these keynotes, right? A lot of these keynote speeches, like the amount of speakers they had was ridiculous. It was 2 like 8-hour days of nonstop keynotes from everything proof of work, right? From different individual projects, like all over the place, right? We had like CEOs from like CleanSpark, Cypher, Core Scientific, Hut 8, all on these different panels, people from Marathon, people like in the firmware world, Luxor, Brains, like devs from the different proof of work project, representatives from them. We had like Shai from Caspa, Mod from Aletheum, just everything, right? It was awesome in those regards. The next best thing, the hardware reveal, right? Got a freaking new S21XP BTC ASIC. Pretty insane. I'm sure if you guys seen a lot of the specs already, but 270 terahash. Nearly 3,700 watts, right? So definitely a freaking monster. Kind of the more emphasis of the show was definitely more on the hydro and immersion units though, right? So to me, the highlight in reality was the X21XP hydro. And it's just insane, right? Each one of these units is about 473 terahash. So it's insane to think that in this freaking little rack, these 4 units is nearly 2 petahash of hash rate. And freaking insane. Okay, another big highlight with this one, and new foray for them, period, were these immersion units, right? This is something we've seen from MicroBT, from the What's Miner. They are now selling these immersion specific units also, right? They're ready to go. They are fanless. They are set up for it. They are prepared for it, right? So keep in mind though that this initial unit is a 3-phase unit. So keep that in mind. It was believed rated at 239 terahash. So pretty interesting unit, and you can tell this was definitely a big emphasis of the show. One of the other big hardware reveals were not for us little pleb miners, but for more on the big boy front, but they do have new containers, right? So they have new big 40-foot guys. The interesting one is that they now have immersion tanks, right? So this is a big freaking container that's specific for immersion, which is pretty interesting, especially because it's all like contained in one unit. You can see here how it's essentially like double stacked. Pretty insane design, especially even with these other guys. With this big guy also, it's a big 40-foot container, right? It's insane because it's all in one. Ridiculous, right? Price wise, I don't even want to know. But it's just fascinating to see, right? It's just insane. And those were the highlights of the shows, right? It was definitely a lot of keynotes, meeting everybody. It was just awesome, right? So just fully entrenched for like 2 days, just everything right here in different perspectives, again, from the devs, from these panels, from these CEOs, just to kind of see where the mindset is. You can definitely see on like the big miner front where their focus was, and it's, you know, number one, renewables, and number two, being able to like use that wasted heat, right? Being able, like, there was talks of some of them repurposing that heated liquid for like agriculture purposes or for like big manufacturing purposes. It was very interesting to hear that insight, right? One kind of thing on the speculative front was regarding one of the altcoin proof of work panels. So kind of interesting who was there, right? They ended this keynote saying that they have either released miners or they're going to continue to release new miners for these projects, right? And when we look at who was there, that's where it gets a little bit interesting, right? So we have a rep from Cadena, HNS, Alephium, okay? So they're not confirming that it's there, but it's kind of know that it's most likely coming. Filecoin, which we already have. Litecoin, we already have. The other interesting one is we had a rep from the CEO of SC Prime, which is from Sia Coin, right? So will they release a Sia Coin miner in the future? Are they talking about it? Maybe, right? So kind of interesting on that front. Again, no specifics, purely speculation, but kind of interesting thing to note there, right? Things to look forward in the future, because as we know, they have been very aggressive with these altcoin ASICs, right? So we'll have to see what happens in the future. I know a lot of us were speculating, kind of hoping for potentially some news on an Alephium ASIC. So far nothing yet, but again, they probably won't until they have a reason to, right? Until maybe so there's more competition, because as we know, it's only that little gold shell that's currently releasing, but we shall see, guys. But again, just a huge thank you to Bitmain, a huge thank you to all of you guys who were there, and just everybody, right? It was just an awesome event. Again, highly recommend going to these events, right? Able to meet a lot of people, see a lot of things, talk to people, talk to different vendors, right? That was a big thing for me. I was curious to see what main vendors were going to be there, because whoever's there has very close ties to Bitmain. So those are kind of the relationships you want to see and you want to build, right? So again, guys, overall, super awesome event. Highly recommended. Let me know, for you guys who were out there, let me know what you guys thought of it, right? Did you guys kind of see it the same? Do you guys see a little bit different? Let me know in the comments, guys. Please comment, like, and subscribe, guys. Thank you for watching, and I am out.